Hi everyone, I think that's me live on this Make Your Morning session today. So really great to be with you here on the 4th of November. Not sure where time is going. So today I'm going to speak to you about your mindset and shifting up your perspective, because I think, as we've chatted about before, it's easy to get stuck in a little bit of a rut, feel like we're doing similar things and days are all merging into one. So actually, how can we stop today and think about our mindset and think about how we shift that perspective as well? So I'm going to talk to you first of all around mindset and getting us thinking about these different terms of growth mindset and fixed mindset as well. So some of you may have heard of this concept before. It was a lady called Carol Dweck who first talked about growth mindset in particular. And I think it's important to think about what is a mindset first of all. So I quite like this kind of definition of it. So a mindset refers to whether you believe qualities such as intelligence and talent are fixed or changeable traits. Those with a growth mindset believe that these abilities can be developed and strengthened by way of commitment, development, and hard work. So I always try and think about a growth mindset being more open to possibilities. If you're unable to do something, then thinking about, well, how can you actually stretch yourself? How can you think about how you might be able to achieve something? Thinking about a plan of increasing either your skills or ability in something, working hard at something, and really setting yourself stretch goals as well. Whereas a fixed mindset for me is more about, well, this is who I am. I'm not going to change now. It's more about telling yourself that you're not good enough, or that's just not something that you would be able to do. And if I think about myself a number of years ago, when thinking about something like public speaking, I would have thought, I can do it, but it's not something I'll ever be very good at. Early on in my kind of university and my career as well. And I think it's really interesting how, with experience, practice, hard work, learning, that you can really shift that and you can build new capability, build new skills. And I always think the word yet is really important for growth mindset. So if you're telling yourself you can't do something, I can't do this yet, and work it and shift it around to a more kind of positive present tense approach. I'm working on achieving this. My goal is this. Um, Learning from things that challenge you as well. So learning from experiences and saying, you know what worked really well in this situation, but also how can I learn from it? How can I develop? How can I grow as well? And not giving up on things too, and not selling yourself short either. So think about right now, are you in more of a growth mindset or more of a fixed mindset? And again, it can alter and change in any given day over time. But really, I want to help you think about how can you step into more of a growth mindset today and for the week ahead. So what I've put up here are a few ways of thinking about how you might shift your perspective or move into that growth mindset place. Now, the power of intention, really, really important. So thinking about what you would like to achieve, how you would like to be. So rather than just focusing on your list of stuff that you need to get done, how do you want to be today? I am. Follow it by however you want to feel. Also think about when you are meeting with people, catching up with people, what's your intention? How do you want to show up? Do you want to be present? Do you want to be engaging? Do you want to be adding value? Do you want to be calm? Do you want to bring a bit of humour to people? It can be a great way to think about things rather than just bumbling along and going from meeting to meeting or catch up to catch up and not really thinking about that intention as well. but also that can relate to your wider intention or your wider purpose as well. So I always think about intention being connected with purpose and how you want to support others and also how you want to feel too. So think about that when shifting your perspective, and really challenge yourself if you feel like your energy levels are lower or you're not seeing the reason for being part of something. Question that, understand more. Why have you been invited to that work meeting? Understand what impact people are expecting you to make, or what input people are looking for from you. You'll also notice on there that there's a bucket. So for those of you that know me well, know that I really love this book here, How Full Is Your Bucket by Tom Rath and Donald Clifton. It talks about there being different perspectives in terms of mindset. So things that we do that are bucket fillers, so that top us up, that energize us, that help us to feel better, more positive. There's also people in our life that will be our bucket fillers. So we click with, connect with, got on really well with, we might have a really good laugh with, that just feels really easy. Whereas there's other people who drain the life from us. So people who might be our bucket dippers are being quite negative. It's not clicking, it's not connecting, it's not quite working. And when we think about that as well for ourselves, that can really impact our mindset, the people we're around, but also how are we basically dipping from our own bucket a lot of the time as well? What are we doing that's not serving us? And that really connects into one of the other things there around habits. So how can your daily habits impact your overall perspective? So what's one thing today that you think, you know what, I often do this and it's not helping me right now. I'm going to shift it up and do something different. So if I'm feeling a bit tired, maybe my default thing to go to is eating crap, or comfort eating, something like that. So instead of when I'm feeling tired today going to that space, I might say, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a relaxation meditation and help myself to really quieten my mind and just relax. So again, shifting up essentially the routine when you get a certain cue, and you will get a potential different reward from doing something different there in your routine as well. So a couple of good books on habits that we may have talked about before, Atomic Habits, and also The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg as well. Another couple of things in there about how we can shift up our perspective. So the power of questions. So if you're feeling in a place where you're beginning to become a little bit negative or not sure what the outcome is, actually ask yourself a question, because your brain loves to answer questions and loves to think about how can we find a solution here. So if we ask ourselves a question around what's the next step, what could I do about this, how could I feel better, what would help me to achieve a positive outcome, then that can really make a huge difference in how you're feeling overall. Couple more things. So what you focus on, you'll see more of. Now, there's a lot of negative stuff out there that we could focus on, and it would probably drive us a little bit mad right now. So how can we focus on more positive things and the possibilities of what we can influence? And imagine yourself having this big circle of control. Draw a circle on your page if you've got a piece of paper there, and think about, on a daily basis, what are all the different things that you can control and you can influence? And actually on the outside of that, what are the things that you need to accept? What are the things that actually aren't within your control? And that's okay, because actually if we go back to your circle of control, there are so many different things that you can impact, that you can control, and mindset is one of them to put this energy into. And finally there you'll see the kind of empty notebook or the journal there too. It's been probably over the last few months one of the key things for me in terms of shifting perspective, in terms of being really aware of my thoughts, how I'm approaching things, what's working really well, being intentional as well, focusing on gratitude too, There's a section on my website. If you're interested in journaling, you haven't done it before, hop onto there. And what you will see is a few questions that might get you going there in terms of your journaling approach. Some people like to just kind of free text and just see what comes out there, because there's something about tapping into your subconscious when you're journaling too. And it's funny when you put a pen in your hand, how different maybe the perspective may shift as well. So yeah, a few things today to get you thinking about how you can shift your perspective overall. And I'd love you to think about, what is the one thing that you would like to do today that's going to help to shift your perspective, and put it in the comments box on this video. So it's been brilliant being with you today. What I've decided is that I'm going to shorten the videos slightly, just to help people maybe consume them more. So we're not going to have the kind of strict 15 minutes every day now. It may vary from kind of 5 up to 15 minutes, depending on what the topic is as well. So really looking forward to continuing to bring these Make Your Morning videos to you, and looking forward to being back with you tomorrow. So anything that you're looking for in the meantime, hop over to my website, karenbonner.com, or subscribe to this channel. Lots of videos, lots of meditation sessions for you as well that you can tap into for free, and feel free to share them as well with anybody that you think this may be relevant for. So thanks everyone, and I'll see you back here tomorrow at 7 a.m. Take care and see you soon.